Okay, today we are going to be exploring what makes an entrepreneur, what are the different characteristics, traits of an entrepreneur, and most importantly, should you work on an idea just because the idea is great? Okay, so this comes down from the space of this comes down basically to one particular statement. Okay, that statement being just because your idea is great doesn't mean it's commercially viable. I have seen a lot of startups do this constantly. I've seen a lot of businesses do this constantly. The idea, the core concept can be great sometimes, but in the long term it fucking fails and it's not commercially viable, and it fails for multiple reasons, but commercial viability is what we're going to talk about. Tomorrow we are going to actually be exploring how to check commercial viability or commercial opportunity of a particular project, but today is about entrepreneurs by itself. Before we get into it, let's understand what's the core difference between a business and a startup, right? A business originally started with a core with uh, with one basic principle: revenue minus profit. Fuck, I've become stupid suddenly. Revenue minus. Oh my god, I am so tired. I can't be. I need to figure out how to plan this shit better because by the time I reach you guys, I'm so fucking exhausted. Okay. Okay. Revenue minus operations, that is OPEX plus your cost, equal to profit. This for a very long time was basically how business operated. You you take a product and that product basically sells for, say, you have a product. That product sells for 10 rupees. In order for you to make that product, it costs you 5 rupees. You make a profit of 5 rupees. This is how generally business used to work. But with the startup era coming in, they've kind of changed the rules of things, right? What does that mean basically? As a core concept, what ended up happening is you did not need to make money initially. For example, WhatsApp didn't make money for a very long time, right? Instagram, the moment they started till the point of them being acquired by Facebook at about a billion or cool $2 billion, they did not make any money. But when Facebook acquired them, the moment they acquired them, that year they were able to generate roughly about 2, 3, 4 billion dollars. Right now, currently valued at a couple of $1 billion, right? So startups work on the idea that at some point it fits into a system that eventually can monetize it. That's why the database is more important. That's why the backend is more important. That's why the concept is more important in the startup world. And that's where the core difference between a business and a startup does. A business operates from a pure economic standpoint, that is revenue minus product equal to profit. Revenue minus ops equal to profit, right? Now, startups don't function like that. Startups are in losses for a very long time before they even start to make money. Startups work in unconventional methodologies in order to generate revenue. For them, their ability to capture their market is a bigger. Think of their need to capture the market as an equivalent to generating revenues. Okay? A lot of times, startups do not make money till the bare end of their life cycle. A lot of times they don't. So you need to understand, like, a lot of people are like, my startup kar raha hai, but you are actually running a business and you are trying to use startup methodologies in order to run a business, and that doesn't work. And you're trying to build a startup and you are expecting the profits and the revenues of a business, and that doesn't work either, right? So you need to figure out which system you kind of fit into, and if you don't understand that system, you will fail. So I was just, the reason why I wanted to get you to that is because of that. Now, all of this is irrelevant to understand that sometimes you might have the best products, you might have the best thing, you might be first to the market, and you will still fail. There were plenty of streaming platforms before YouTube. YouTube just came in the right time, right? There are plenty of products that come either coming early to the market also sometimes is a big problem. Coming late to the market is also sometimes a big problem. But what I'm trying to say is there's too many things that are variable in this entire game to know what works, what doesn't work, right? So it's not the idea, it's not the company. Then how, by what do you gauge whether something will work or not? And most people, what they do is they bet on entrepreneurs, right? It is not the idea and at a core by itself. Like a lot of times investors, when you like a lot of times when you're starting up or when you're starting a business, you're going to those investors and you're like, oh, my business is this and my business is that and my falana. But in reality, they don't give a fuck. They are looking at a few qualities, whether you have it or not. And if you don't have it, they don't care how great your idea is, because you will never be able to execute it. And if you do have it, even with a okay idea, you'll probably be fairly successful, right? So coming down to it, what are these fucking characteristics? What the fuck makes these entrepreneurs special? Do you have any guesses? We have viewers now. What's up? Do you have any one second, hold on. Do you have any idea of what are the traits of an entrepreneur? Pehla cheese. Second cheese is whenever you guys come in, I would like you to send some OPs in the chat, bro. Because why not? You know what I mean? Now, so basically, Howard categorizes in your context how is startup different than a business. Is it like a startup is a small business who's looking forward to scale fast, whereas a business is already established and is scaling? No. See, bro, growth बहुत strategy अलग रहता है, right? Very good question, bro. I want to actually get into this, but can we do this at the last of it? Like the core difference between a business and a startup is the disruptive qualities of a business versus startup, right? Like when you say a business, the basic methodology by which they calculate profit and losses, the way we calculate a valuation of a startup. Startups are chasing very different goals versus a business. A business is looking at net profitability. They're looking at revenue minus operations equal to profit. That is the clean funda of a business. And growing a business is very hard because it's capital intensive. Generally, businesses are extremely capital intensive. The difference between a business and a startup, when I say startup, in what we are talking about, are disruptive startups. When I say disruptive, are these people who are creating different systems for startups, right? Now, the core thing that they are looking at, the core thing that startups are looking at is not profitability. They're looking at users. How many users can I bring to my table so that at some point I'll be able to monetize that? And sometimes it's not even the people who have started who will monetize it. The people who will end up monetizing it is very different. Like for example, with Instagram till they sold their company to Facebook, they never made money. Facebook made money when after they bought it for like $1 billion or something, right? The way startups make money is very different. Startups are more focused on hyper escalation or hyper growth. That is not the same way traditional businesses scaling in a traditional business looks very different. It's generational. It takes 2 to 3 generations, sometimes 1-2 generations in order for it to scale to different cities or different things. Startups, when they start itself, are looking at how do I get to, like, I'm beta testing it in city 1, the next will be city 2, 3, 4, 5, and then falana. They're building to scale. Most traditional businesses don't build to scale. They don't even think of scaling as a thing that they want to do. For them, their city is more than enough, right? And I'm talking about traditional businesses versus startup, right? So that don't confuse yourself. When I say startup, I'm not talking about the Indian definition of a startup. Anyone who is a small scale business according to India is a startup, right? That's not what my definition of startup says. Startup by if I were to put a definition to it, is any company that is creating disruptive product or a service in order to grab the market as soon as possible. right? That is what a startup basically is. Now, coming back to the entrepreneurs, right? The motherfuckers who make this happen. Remember this: investors don't give a fuck about your idea. If you go and tell me you have the most $1 million idea and you don't have the traits of the person who can execute it, they will not put money. It's not about the business, it's not about the product, it's about you. Are you the horse that they want to bet on? I am so fucking nervous. Alright, pehla cheez. Can you tolerate high level of risk? The core like at the beginning, at the get go, understand if you do not have the balls to take risk, you cannot get into this game. Let it be business or startup. Here I'm talking about entrepreneurs, both fit into both businesses or startups, right? If you do not have the ability to take risks, or if you do not have the heart to take risks, then don't do this. Because one of the core competences is the entrepreneur's ability to jump into a well which he doesn't know how deep it is. You have to be a little stupid, you have to be a little naive. Like, I genuinely believe that stupidity and naivety come along with the arrogance of an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur is so stupid that he, a 23, 24, 25-year-old, believes he can change the world with two more idiots in a room. And if you don't believe that, then you can't do this game either way. So you're a little naive, you're a little stupid, right? Number 2 are overachievers. And this is Myra spellings, bro. I'm dysgraphic. Don't pay heed to my spellings. Are overachievers. Bro, these motherfuckers, no, bro. Most successful entrepreneurs are people who have been overachieving in different verticals of their life. Because in order for you to win in this game, you are constantly in competition with people. In your school, you were in competition with people. Outside in the market, you are in now when you enter the market, you are in like the moment I entered the market, I'm in competition with L&T, I'm in competition with Tata, I'm in competition with Birla. There is no slack because I don't have funds, or I don't have X, or I don't have Y. The market doesn't give a fuck. I am competing with all of them. Unless I'm an overachiever, I will never be able to play the game at their level. Right? So are you an overachiever? Willingness to put 10 to 12 hours a day over a period of time. It's not about, hey, can I do this right now? Oh, bro, the next 1 month I'm ready to give you my all. Bro, एक महीने में कोई startup नहीं बनता. एक महीने में business नहीं बनता. It is estimated that a business or a startup takes anywhere between 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years. Hear the fucking number. Most people don't realize how long this game is. People think they come into this game and within 6 months they'll fucking make it. Here's what most people don't understand. It takes 5 to 10 years. Most startups and businesses take 5 to 10 years to be established. There's always exceptions to the rules, but those are not the reality. The reality is most of these things. Name any companies you want. Go check their timelines. They started 10 years ago or 5 years ago minimum. You are seeing that right now and you think you will get into this game and within a year you are going to be the next big thing. If you do not have the patience and the energy to put 10 to 12 hours, won't work out. Are you a self-starter? Here's the thing. If you're somebody who needs other people to push him to do things, and if you are somebody who is waiting for something to happen in his life to do something, you are never going to be the entrepreneur. Never. It's impossible. one of the core I have noticed this with people who have started out, people who are doing really well also, and people who are successful in their businesses. They don't give a fuck. They don't wait. I've seen so many people, so many motherfuckers who sit there and like, bro, I don't have money right now. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have resources. I don't have falana. I don't have this, falana. Their entire life is about that shit. The shit that they don't have. Number two, you need to motivate them to do their work. These are not entrepreneurs. Are you willing to put your personal funds? Here's a fun story that I'm going to tell you, okay? Sometimes, no, even after you get investors, there will come a time where your company might need money and your company might not have money. Number one is you need to let go of your own money, your salaries and shit like that. Number two is whatever little money you have left, that money also you have to burn this. This game is so hard that no matter what you do, the success rate is so low, but it's all predetermined on these factors. Can you put that time? Can you put that energy? Can you put the money? Can you put your money where your mouth is? Right? Last but not the least, commitment. Can you give commitment to this game? I'm not saying like, bro, I'm gonna try to do this. Bro, trying, the amount of people who talk about trying, no, bro. You either win or you lose. There is no, you can't try. You commit, you go all in, bro. This is the fucking game. Then, hold on. Fucking hell, bro. They go on to explain the characteristics. I'm just gonna like rush through these characteristics so that we can come to the actual content, okay? I've actually done this before, so you can go check out that video, but fuck it, you're here. Number one, comfortable stretching the rules. Most businesses, most innovative businesses fall in the gray lines in terms of the law. Most businesses, most disruptive startups do not have legalities to follow. You need to be able to stretch the rules in order to accommodate and figure out how to make your shit happen. Face powerful enemies. Bro, if you think you can enter this game and be nice to everybody, you are mistaken. There are going to be motherfuckers out there who are going to try to fucking eat you up like a motherfucker. Are you ready to make some enemies? If you don't, let it go. Okay? Patience to start small. Oh, this is another thing. Fucking I hate it. Bro, I've seen so many people who come to me with an idea and say like, bro, I need $1 million. Motherfucker, you've not seen 10 lakhs in your life. You've never made 1 rupee. You haven't MVP'd your fucking idea and you want to fucking raise $1 million. You refuse to realize where you are and who you are and be real with your shit. You have to start small. A lot of people don't want to start small. They want to start at fucking par. It's not possible. Pivoting. If you do not have if you are an arrogant cunt who believes that whatever decision he made 2 months ago is the only decision, and that's the decision they have to stick by, you will fail. The only difference between a startup and a big corporate company is the fact that you can make changes very, very, very quickly. That's why you win and they don't. Most corporate companies cannot make quick changes because of a very simple reason: they have invested too much money, power, resources into a particular process already. So for them to be able to come into your change the direction is very hard. One of the biggest assets for small businesses or for small entrepreneurs is the fact that we can pivot very, 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 very quickly. Your ability to close a deal. Here's the thing, motherfucker. If you can't put your balls on the table and get shit done with your customers, with your investors, with your partners, you are not an entrepreneur. Almost every deal that we face is life and death for us. For most people who are starting out, for most people who are starting up, for most people who are starting a business, one of the core realization is every deal on the table is a bread that you need to win. The difference between a manager in a corporate and a founder of a company who's a starting, like who's a startup, is the fact that the manager needs more information in order to do things. The guy who runs his own small business can make decisions on the table quickly and is able to close the deal, even if sometimes that means losing something that he didn't want to lose at that particular point. Can you close deals? Are you able to close deals? Let's talk about the skills, okay? Skills of an entrepreneur. मेरा डिस्ग्राफिया फक हो रहा है. Negotiations. You should be able to negotiate deals. Technical skill, whatever required of your company or the product or the service. Selling the vision. If you can't sell your vision to your investors and employees, both important. If you're somebody who can't make people believe in the shit that you're working on, you will fail. Motivate. If you're not somebody who can motivate people to do the work that needs to be done, the hardest thing right now is people who are coming in, shit's not working out. A lot of times when you're starting out, things are not working as you wanted to work out. At that point, to get them to do the work, are you the person who can get them to do the work? These things seem so fucking simple, but most people forget this. Are you somebody who can execute a plan? Are you somebody who just makes plans, or have you ever actually acted on it? I know so many motherfuckers who have been making plans for years. They're never able to take action. Inability to take action is one of the largest failures of people who want to start businesses. They never take action. They do courses and courses and ideas, and they find everything that is wrong, and they never take action. पैशन, ये लास्ट है. हाँ, ये वाला है ना ख़तरनाक है. ये ख़तरनाक चीज़ इसलिए है क्योंकि all of the things will come and go. All of these things will come and go, but at the end of the day, what keeps you there is your passion for the thing that you actually are working on. Are you passionate about the idea that you are working on? If you are not, don't do it. Now, why am I talking about these things? A lot of time, people mistake that startups are just about ideas. Oh, I have an idea, I deserve it. This fucking sense of entitlement and this idea of you're the one who is going to be able to do it. Most people don't realize what the market is looking for. If you are not somebody who has these skills, who has these traits, who has these characteristics, don't do it. This is the last time I'm telling you, and there is a reason why I'm telling you this is the last time. Because if you're not able to have these skills, you will never succeed. And there's a very simple reason for that. You'll never be able to make deals, you'll never be able to close an investment because you don't even know what the investor is looking for. The shit that you started working on, that idea that you thought is the brilliant idea, that idea will change within a year. It will become something else. The vision remains the same. The end goal is the same. The process changes. Are you the person who can lead the team, motivate the team, show people the vision, is like negotiate deals, close deals? Are you the person who does it? If you are, then you are an entrepreneur. The stack is against you. This is all for today's session. If you have any questions, shoot. Tomorrow, we will be exploring. Let me tell you what we will be exploring tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll be exploring how to find an opportunity and how to evaluate an opportunity. Characteristics of an opportunity, where to look for an opportunity, from ideation to evaluation, and then the entire summing up of opportunities. That is what we are going to be doing on tomorrow. By yesterday, we established what a business is. Today, we established who an entrepreneur is. Tomorrow, we are going to dive into an opportunity. How do you look for an idea? How do you look for an opportunity? Where do you find opportunities? How do you explore opportunities? And we are going to break that motherfucker down. On that note, if you have any questions, shoot. If you don't, open in the chat ho jaye. And if you guys like what you saw today, like, share, subscribe, and also take a screenshot and tell people how amazing this is, and share it with your friends, share it with somebody who you think wants to learn from this. It helps me, it helps you build a more stronger community for us to be able to do this on a more long-term basis. I don't think I have these skills as of now. That's okay. That's okay. Find somebody who does, or build these skills. I've given you, bro, जो आज का session है पूरा, write that shit down. Make a fucking note on that motherfucker. And do a tick mark. Live your life today for the next 3 months working on these things. Working on these problems. If you like, bro, how do I work on it till I have a startup? Bro, it's not that. In your day-to-day life, are you able to motivate people? In your day-to-day life, are you able to negotiate deals? In your day-to-day life, are you able to have X, Y, Z, falana? The moment you have these things, go for it. There is no one fixed methodology of anything. But I'm telling you, the higher success rate is these things. You know what? I have an idea. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to do a session about a particular skill. Can somebody make आज का जो actually Raun will do it. Okay. इसका checklist बना देंगे हम लोग. ठीक है? तुम लोग टिक करो अपने लिए. And then after that, this will be there in the app. Yay! I hope you guys have shortlisted for the demo, because the 3-5 of you who come on my YouTube channel are going to get the first links update for that. How to find the right people, mentors to learn from? Bro, I'm here. That's why I'm here, because it's extremely fucking hard. There is nothing that anyone will teach you what I'm not teaching you here on YouTube. Like, I'm very serious. Like, there is only very few people here. Like, you can literally talk to me if you have an issue. If you have a problem, we will work on it together. These skills are very clear. You just need to work on them. Take 1, take 2, and work on those things. Just that. And you'll get there. I never had a mentor, darling. I never had a mentor. I never had any of these things. I have to figure it out. I learned half of these skills I learned on the go. Understand one thing. A lot of these things can be learnt in the process, but it's going to take you a lot of time and a lot of pain, because it takes you a lot of time to even know these are the skills you need to acquire. I am showing that to you before you start, so that you start working on these skills. Everything can be learnt, and I'm here to figure out how to teach it to you, motherfuckers. All right. On that note, if you have any other questions, you can just put it on the chat. If not, who's in my washroom? That's so weird. I will see you guys tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Like, share, subscribe, motherfuckers. Also, take a screenshot, put it on Instagram, share it on a story, tag me. It helps.